Hello, wonderful students. Thanks for taking time to join me for Institute this week. I express my gratitude that you would be willing to take time out of your busy schedule and take a few minutes to continue to study this topic. I'm excited to share a couple things with you tonight in connection to the lesson. I want to begin, if you wouldn't mind, turning to Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, a pretty well-known verse. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. When you hear the phrase kingdom of God, wonder what immediately comes to your mind. There's a few things that, scripturally speaking, it could be teaching us about. There's the kingdom of God on earth, or the kingdom of God on earth. That's a mouthful. And kingdom of God in heaven. And here, for these purposes, in this lesson, I want you to consider that meaning the organization of the church here, the kingdom of God. And the idea today, whenever you're listening to this, is what can you do with what you have been given and what you've been asked to do in this life to build that kingdom of God? We all have a different purpose, and I think identifying the things that we can offer is a part of that process. One of the well-known things from President Hinckley was a talk called The B's, 6 B's. I'm going to play a part of that talk here, and you're probably familiar with this. But I also want to play his talk because of something else that he shares that I think is pretty powerful. It's coming, sorry. There we go. All right. Listen to what he has to say. I'm going to pause it, by the way.
With other matters. Of course you face challenges. Every generation that has ever walked the earth has faced challenges. We could spend the entire evening talking about them. But of all the challenges that have been faced in the past, the ones we have today, I believe, are most easily...
Fill in the blank. What do you think the prophet said? You might remember this talk, but all generations face challenges, and of all those challenges the generations have faced, the prophet said the challenges that you and I face in this time are the most. Started to give you a clue. What do you think he said? Here's what he said. The most easily handled. It's interesting when I think about this because of the challenges that we face. They're different. But why would he say that they're most easily handled? I love what he says here.
I say that because they are manageable. They largely involve individual behavioral decisions. But those decisions can be made and followed. And when that happens, the challenge is behind us.
He then goes on to share the 6 B's, which we'll go back to. But what a powerful lesson. The reason the prophet says that they are manageable is because it's basically our choice in many of them. We don't really live in a time where our life is on the line for believing what we believe, but it's up to choice. And obviously life brings about circumstances that are out of our control, but what we do with them in many instances comes down to choice. We look at this really well-known list from the prophet on how we can build the kingdom of God and consider just one of these that he invites us to do: to be grateful, to be smart, to be clean, be true, be humble, be prayerful. Today's lesson, I'm just really going to give you a couple invites based off some things that have been shared by prophets and apostles. The first one is, will you pause it, choose one of these B's, and identify an action plan that you will incorporate into your life this week that would help build the kingdom of God. If you choose be humble, take a minute and figure out a way that you could, by being humble, possibly reach out and help someone or something to build the kingdom of God. But choose one, create an action plan, pause it, and then come back. The second one, challenge that I want to give you, that comes from President Benson. I split this up into 2 pages, but he provides 10 things that he says that we could do to help build the kingdom of God. I'm going to ask you to do the same thing here, and I'd like you to pause it on this page, choose one from this page, and then choose something from this page. And then I want you to do the exact same thing. Create a plan of action, how you can incorporate that into your life to help build the kingdom of God. If you take a minute, pause, and go ahead and choose one, and then I'll press forward, and then you can pause it on the next page. This lesson is, at least video time wise, a little bit short. I'm hoping that you'll have taken the opportunity to create some action items to do with what we have been taught by prophets of God to help build the kingdom of God on earth, on heaven. Lord bless you in your efforts. As always, I appreciate you taking time. Love to have you join us this Wednesday at noon for our live Zoom. We'll discuss more in detail what we've discussed in this video. Lord bless you. Have a great week. Hope to see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.